Alright, I want to show you how we can construct a customer code out of the first few letters of the company name and a unique number, which we're going to get out of a control file. Told you I would show you how to get the first couple characters or some characters out of a field. Before I do that though, let me just remind you what it is that we're doing. I'm going to go to this screen. I'll go to let's go to company. How about Acme? We'll browse. Here, remember I physically before went into this file and went to this record. I typed update and I typed in ACME, and then I just guessed 100. I gave a number that I didn't think would be used. Now I have a unique code, correct? Okay, let's go back. Let's go back and put FilePro to work. I'm going to clear this field. Okay, now there's no code. Oh, I have to say yes. Everything looks hunky-dory. Okay. Now there's no codes for any of the Acme companies. Let's just make sure of that. No. None of the three records in here for any of these people have a code. Okay. Let me go back to our processing table. Here we have ready to go the get cust routine, which we'd put a return on, and we're just going to write some code for it. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to use a FilePro command to get those first four characters. And the FilePro command that we are going to use is called mid. If I go to the help and I look up mid, it's a very old command, even comes back from BASIC, the language BASIC. It tells you to take the mid of any field from this starting position to this ending. You know, how many characters do you want from that starting position? Okay? And it's very simple. I'm going to just do it this way. I'm going to say that our customer code, okay, going to be equal to the mid or the middle, or one thing with that, with the mid of our company field, whatever in there, starting from position 1 for 4 characters, okay? Now, remember, we're going to smash next to this, we're going to smash as close as we can next to it, something like that. A real number, 1,000. Well, of course, we can't do 1,000 here because if we put 1,000 against the first Acme record and took ACME as the first 4 characters for the company name and then put 1,000 next to it, we get Acme 1,000 the first time. The second record for an Acme, for somebody from Acme, would also do the very same thing. It would take ACME and put a 1,000 next to it. No good. We'd have 2 records with the very same number. So we have to figure out a way here to put an ever incrementing number like 1001 next to this, and 1002, 1003, so forth. So we never ever see 1000 more than once. Let's hold on to this for a bit. And how do we do that? How do we get an incrementing number? Well, you remember we built a file called VG control, and it holds an incrementing number that we're going to increment that number manually as we need it, as we use it. The way to get data out of that file to find out what the number is standing at right now is to use a lookup command. You look up into that file, which is called VG control, and we're going to use record number we want to go to record number 1. That's where we put that number. In fact, I'm going to go make sure of that. If I just take you into the VG control file real quickly, and we go to record number 1, that's where we put a 1,000. There's nothing on record 2, nothing in field, nothing there on record 1 or I mean record 2, 3, 4, anywhere. Only on record 1 in this file is our number. Okay, I'll back out of that file, and I'm going to go back to our processing. So I'm looking up, and then you put the file name, VG control, and you say record number equals, and I want record 1. Okay? Now, this is a literal 1, remember? If I did something like record 1, that wouldn't be good because FilePro would think it wants. Remember that if you just put a number on a processing table, it thinks you want the value of field 1, which would be first name, and that's ridiculous here. We want to put a literal 1. But you can't do exactly this because FilePro comes from a long time ago when you couldn't put a real number there. We had to put an actual field or a variable, something like that. It's been a long time since this has changed around, but from now on and forevermore, to get a record number, a precise record number, just put it inside quotes and inside these parentheses. And I will explain this much more later, become much more understandable to you, but that's how you put a literal inside a lookup. You can close it in parentheses. And we're going to put one more thing on this line. We're going to put -P. -P means that when we look up to this file and this particular record, record number 1, we want to lock that record. So we're going to lock it so nobody else can play with it. Nobody else can get this number at the same time we're getting it. What if somebody else on a multi-user system is also trying to create a customer code? They'll get the same number we find unless we protect that record from being seen by other people. There's the -p flag. It's protecting us and them and everyone else. No one will get to this record while this p flag is in operation. So we do the lookup, we lock that record, and then we could just stick exactly what we find onto the end of our. We're building a customer code. How do I tell it I want field 1, the value of field 1 from that other file? I refer to the lookup. This is what we called it, VG control. That's the name of the file. VG control field 1. That will squish left next to those first 4 digits from the company name, whatever in field 1 on this VG control file, and currently it's a 1000. So it's going to make this customer code very, very unique, because it's not ever going to see 1000 again, because immediately after we get that number and use it, we're going to say VG control number 1 equals whatever it used to be plus 1. So we get it as, let's say, the number 1000, and we use it in our little customer code. Then we immediately say, make that 1000 equal to itself plus 1. So that we're going to leave it in that file as a 1001. And immediately after do that, we're going to do this command, write vgctl. That is the only way. This write command is the only thing that it writes the data, the new 1001. It writes the newly incremented number out to that record, and it unlocks this protect flag. It unprotects it. So now someone else can get get that number too. While we're using the number, while we're getting whatever number we find out there, just for the space of time it takes us to cram that number next to those 4 characters from the company field, just as long as it takes to do that. As soon as we hit this next line, there's no if to do. And by the way, in computing terms, this is an instant in between getting that number and incrementing it and writing it out, unprotecting it so everybody else can get to it. It's just a very brief instant. So we can have multiple, literally thousands or millions or billions or unlimited number of users getting a unique number. They each will get it one at a time. Why? Because of this flag right here. -p flag. Very, very important. We're preventing or protecting that record. We're preventing anyone from seeing that record or using that data, that field, whatever in there, 1000, 1005, 2500, 29, whatever's in there, they won't even be able to see it because we're protecting that record. And the only way to unprotect it is to use the write command with the same name as the lookup. After we've done that, we're going to return. I'm going to press escape and save out this file. And we're going to go see what happens if we go run this code. If I press B, go to VG customers. Let's go to an Acme record. We were playing with that before, might as well go there again. We go to Acme, we press escape. Let's do the save. And says, does everything look hunky-dory? Look what it did. It, unbeknownst to the user, unbeknownst to anyone, it went out, it grabbed the first 4 characters of the company name, and then it went out and got the first field of record 1 in the control file and put it here. And now that forevermore will be our, if I press update and I press escape, will it go do that again? I'll say, everybody look hunky-dory? No, it just leaves it the way it is, because we said to only do this if the customer code is blank. Now I press the down arrow. Let's go to another Acme record. Let's press update. Let's press escape. Yes, everything looks hunky-dory. Look what happened. It's Acme 1001. This record is Acme 1000. This record is Acme 1001, because we are always incrementing the value in our control file after we use it. Here's the control file as it stands now, record 1. It's got a 1002 in it, because we've used up 1000 and 1001, and when we used up 1001, we added 1 to it and quickly unlocked it for somebody else. This is the basis of just about every unique code routine you're going to do in FilePro, and to my way of thinking, it's essentially foolproof. I've been doing it for 20 years, and I've maybe had 10 or 12 duplicate numbers in the whole 25 years I've been using FilePro. And then I have 100 users trying to get every kind of new record with new numbers pretty much every minute of the day. If you use the FilePro protect flag correctly and you lock the record you're looking up to so that no one else can mix things up, you're going to have no trouble getting unique records in FilePro. Now let's move on from here.